Oh, that's why it's not working. My mic was off. That's why. Welcome. Yeah. Just testing the YouTube, or is it going to be a thing? I'm going to try to stream more often on YouTube. I'm going to try to switch to YouTube, see if it changes anything with viewership, just to see how viewership and engagement is. But I think YouTube might be better than Twitch for me to stream on. So yeah, this is the actual first stream. We're gonna see how the viewership is. I have not announced like I was gonna do this. I'm kind of just trying it out. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now I have to figure out how I'm supposed to link people to this stream. I guess I'll just copy the URL and that's the link pretty much. All right, let's see if this does anything. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to keep stream fairly engaging. So the way it's gonna work, I'm actually not coaching a master mid laner today. I was coaching one yesterday. So I actually have no idea what rank the guy is. I'm gonna find out. This is a long-term client. Yesterday we worked with a master mid laner. We managed to get to master from 5 sessions, so his growth has been very good, especially mainly because he's quite dedicated to the process, and so hopefully we can see if we can bring the same results to this new client. I have no idea what rank he is, but we're going to find out. Welcome. So with respects to streaming music on YouTube, I don't know the rules and policies. So for now, I'm just gonna run something that I can't get in trouble for. And then eventually, once I'm a little more familiar with the rules, I will, work accordingly. I remember that you once said on stream that you started some business. Am I still extremely busy? Yeah, so yeah, but I mean, I'm still gonna make time for coaching and what I'm doing now. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make as much time as possible. I'll try to be as consistent, but again, consistency is not my strong suit, unfortunately, when it comes to League of Legends coaching. But I will try to be as consistent as possible. I have no idea what type of how this is gonna go, but we'll see. Okay, so let me call the guy. Let's see what's up. We'll see how this goes. I guess all of my streams will be saved on YouTube as well. That's good. Oh, the playlists are still active, aren't they? Or maybe only I can see those because... Okay. That's fine. Let's see if he's ready. I will just call him. Hey, hello?
Hey there, how are you?
Hey man, how are you? How's everything?
Doing well, doing well. Got to watch a few of your videos while I was just sort of practicing and warming up a little bit. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was definitely. I tried to at least get a little bit of sort of a baseline of the concepts and stuff that you use for that.
Yeah.
Completely lost.
Okay. Okay, so let's get started. So what made you get coaching? Why are we looking for coaching?
Yeah, I think definitely one of the main things is I feel like I have some sort of missing parts of my game. I think that in like some aspects I'm very strong, a very strong player, and other aspects I'm not as strong.
Okay.
And I think that I'm kind of at my current skill level, I'm kind of stuck in that sort of. Generally, I hover around sort of D1 and like maybe like low masters,
Okay.
like very low masters, right? So I think that I'm lacking the required. I think one part is I think attitude and sort of discipline toward ranked. I kind of like, will go on like very long loss streaks and stuff. Uh, and it's not that I'm inting, but I think that my mental isn't sort of in its top shape.
Mhm.
And I think the other reason is that I'm lacking some fundamental skills, whether that be I'm definitely interested to get the mechanics video that you have because I think that my mechanics are kind of iffy, especially some sort of with like sort of micro adjustments in lane.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think that the other thing, so I think definitely some laning micro adjustments could really help. And then I think also just having more awareness, and this is partially like awareness in terms of like if I'm making a play, right, and like making sure I'm going through reads like where's the jungler at, where's mid laner at, and stuff like that. I think setting up plays is comes more naturally to me. Like for instance, like building waves to
Mhm.
dive towers, but I
Mhm.
think in terms of actually
Fully
saying like
lost.
things that are more out of my control, right? So say mid laner has no prio, making sure that like if I see that, that play can't work or something like that. Like having that that sort of like check down in my mind, I think is something that would really help me.
Okay. That's fair. Can I see your OPGG? I don't even know what role you play.
Yep, sure. Yeah, I play support. I was
Oh,
on
you're
a
support.
pretty,
Okay.
yeah, pretty long I failed my Masters promos, I believe it was like a day or two ago, and just kind of went on a very long loss streak after that, so.
That's fine. Let's see what we're doing. Since when do you do YouTube streaming? Lovi, welcome. Since today, Lovi. Since today, since I'm trying it out. How's life been, Lovi? All right, so let's see what you've been doing. Your Diamond 3. Okay.
I think one of the other things, like in terms of discipline, like I'll definitely like off-roll some stuff. Like if I get very tilted, I'll like try to off-roll. I think I should definitely be doing that on a different account. But uh, and like sort of learning stuff in ranked, I think is also something like I don't have a personal. The way I think about ranked is it's like it's the best place that I can practice like new picks and stuff, just because obviously in scrims I want to be more practice for it, right? I don't want to be first time stuff in scrims. I think that scrims are a lot more valuable in terms of like actually gaining experience. So my general go-to would be like for learning stuff. I think is like obviously practiceable and stuff, and knowing the champion, but then playing it in ranked. And I think that sometimes I definitely do get tilted, and like if, there's no reason for me to be playing an Evelyn jungle game or an Ornn top game.
No,
Unless
it's
obviously I'm auto
minus
something
3.
like that, yeah.
Yeah. Your team has the minus 3 if you're gonna play
Exactly.
autofill. Yeah, it's not good. Okay. Show me the replay. Let's see what we're. So this is long term. What this is a one-off session. I don't even know.
I'm not sure either. I know that Absolute set it up, but I think definitely.
Oh, this is a
at
solo
the very-
session. This is a solo
Yeah.
session. Okay, okay. This is not a long-term session. Got it.
Yeah.
Um,
So is there a specific replay you want to see, or
no,
is
just show me anything you would like to show me,
sure?
and
I
anything
think,
that you feel would be good.
Yeah. So I actually have a. Let's see if I can get the actual link to you. I have just sort of like a POV, just so you can see like sort of my camera movement and stuff.
Yeah.
As well as just like I sort of talk through it a little bit as well.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you can just show me or tell me what you're thinking,
Okay, yeah, sure.
and we can work from there. Yeah.
Okay, so let me just share my screen then, and we can just sort of go through any game
Well,
here.
you can just link it to me. Do you have anything on YouTube?
I don't know on YouTube. I have the Google Drive link actually though.
Yeah, just give me the
of
Google.
file.
Yeah, just give me the
I'm
file.
not sure you'll be able to watch it on there, but
I can download it. I'll download it.
yeah.
It's not a problem. Yeah. What Hold on, let's see. Is it me or do I have half a minute delay on YouTube? Yeah, I might. Honestly, there's a good chance I probably do. Hold on, let me readjust. It's the first stream, so it's gonna get a little bit weird with the tech side of things. But not a problem. Let me try to see if I can mess with the settings a little bit. I'm not really sure why. I'll fix it later. I'll figure it out. Okay, let's first do the coaching. Okay, yeah, I can open it. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, you're good. You're good. I'm gonna screen share with you.
Yep.
Have you gotten coaching before?
Yeah, so I used to get coaching from a support named GN Duck, so he's like a recon player.
Yeah, I know that guy.
So I play with him a decent bit, but he actually stopped coaching just because he was out of the scene for a while.
Isn't he the recon one trick?
Yeah, he is. So just because I play him a lot and he's generally my sort of go-to blind pick in ranked,
Okay.
I think that I kind of lean toward those players. I think Feather Daddy actually. I'm actually looking to get coaching from him as well.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, so I think he's like 1300 LP right now or something. He's
Oh, okay.
Recon, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's fine. Okay. You see my screen? Yes.
Yep. Good to go on that.
Okay.
So here I'm just like trying not to get my Guardian taken. I think I said it in this. I also had like audio on the actual video. I'm not sure if would be useful to you. Just kind of what I was thinking in the game itself.
You can just tell me what you're thinking from
yeah, sure.
from live, just now.
Yeah, so I'm right here. I'm trying to proc my passive without dropping Guardian because I know that a lot of junglers will take Guardian just accidentally. And then I'm just kiting toward the bottom side. She's obviously gonna walk top side. Our bot lane is pretty. I mean, they have a Scion Senna, so they're doing fasting stuff. And I think that we don't have too much kill pressure. Obviously, if I take W level 2 on Braum and look for sort of a cheeky all-in, we might be able to get something. But Evelyn pre-6 is also very weak in jungle, so I think it's fine that she passed toward a more volatile lane where Darius can beat Camille top lane.
Yeah. All right. Where is enemy? Or enemy is who again?
Enemy is Scion Senna.
No. Jungle. Gargus. Okay.
Gragas,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so they show up to lane the exact same time it does. So I'm assuming he started bot side here because Camille popped out of the
maybe
the top brush.
You'll know
so
soon. You'll know eventually.
Yeah, on the top reveal, Camille comes out of the first brush you can see on minimap.
Yeah.
So likely a bot start.
Okay, here. Let's see the movements.
Yeah, so she pops out of the top brush there. Yeah, so I'm looking to contest the bushes here because I know that Jinx level 1 with rockets is still decently strong. And then I just missed.
Yeah. We can hold this. So okay, we can talk about movements. Really subtle movements, really. So when we walk up like this, well, first of all, we don't know. We don't actually have any information in the map. We don't actually know what's going on.
Yep.
So we have to be careful. Certain moments in the game where we know where the enemy is starting, we know that they're only limited to a certain number of options, right? And those options are more refined the more information you have. Right now, you don't have any, so it's a little bit awkward. Anyways, moving up is fine. Wait for her to go for the backcasters before you launch Q like this, because what's gonna happen, right? You can literally just stand here. You don't even have to head out of the brush here. You could just sit here because he's given you all this space. Now she's eventually gonna go for this. When she goes for this, then walk up. you don't want to walk up preemptively because she doesn't really care. I mean, you could do this, but don't queue.
But don't queue, yeah, because
Yeah.
I lose my pressure in lane.
Yeah,
so
like walking up even is whatever, I guess. Sure, you can stand here, but like don't queue. That's the problem. You could be waiting. Like, you could have held Q now. Right, and now Q could be used. Like, if we have Q here, they can't do this.
Yeah, and
They're-
Cyan is also channeling inability, so...
Yeah, they're not allowed to do this. Because if they ever did this and you had Q available, you just run the Senna down. It's just, like, not winnable for her at that point.
So here I'm trying to push for level 2. Or at least try to match their level 2.
Yeah.
I know that they have no...
Oh, this is not good.
Item.
This is not good. Yeah, so see, look this. You don't have to... I'll explain in a second. They have to kill like 2 more minions, I believe.
Got it, so I shouldn't push too hard there.
Yeah, they have to kill like 3 more minions.
And we kind of lose
2 more
space
minions.
because, we push too
So
heavily.
right now they have to kill 2 more minions. You don't have to auto shove so fast. You can chill.
Yep.
And what you want to do is you don't have to hit this because killing the second wave this quickly is really like not relevant for. It's not good for you. You don't want to kill this minion off. Right? You accelerate the second wave push so deep that this lane is going to be played faster. You don't have to play the lane fast. You can play it slowly, especially because they have to kill minions before they'll be level 2, whereas you don't. You just have to kill this one. You can thin it out really easily. So once this is half HP, then you should be just walking up.
Got it. So basically, it's like kind of let it sit there.
Yeah, let it.
If it's level 2, I guess also here, if I auto that to hit level 2, like I'm not gonna have any play either.
You won't be having space because they'll back up.
Yeah.
They'll also know. Like already, you should just be willing to walk up to them. So what should really be happening? The way the lane should have been really played out was you could just. I mean, it's Gragas, but it doesn't really matter. You should just fight them here. You really should just fight them here. Right? You want to just be like here, and you want to just try to be fighting them essentially. And then what we want to do is we want to just try to build up the next wave. And then between the second and third wave, you just pop a ward, and then you find information on Gragas.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, so this is not the greatest.
Yeah, she took a lot of minion. Like we were trading into the 3 casters there.
Yeah, not the greatest. I would drop a ward. I would not be standing south side still.
Yeah, we have vision on Gragas here as well.
Yeah, well, even before this, like right here.
Yep.
So after this play goes down, I highly recommend you just ward because you still don't have any information on Gragas. So at this point, we don't see Gragas. But moving down to this outside is fine to temporarily retreat from there, but you have to click north to try to get the ward down because we don't actually know where Gragas is.
Yeah, he could be sitting, if he pathed differently, he could just be sitting in Iron River Brush or something right now.
Yeah. We do want to drop the ward. This is too dangerous because this will get you killed. I mean, even here, like really subtle, you can move in. Like when Sion moves in, you can move in.
Sorry, move in.
Yeah, move in here.
Oh, into the bush. Okay, yeah.
No, not into the brush. Here.
Oh, okay. Just
Look,
like,
I
match his aggression.
No, not even that. What I want you to do in this lane is I want you to get a ward between wave 2 and 3 because we don't have information on Gragas at the moment, and when we see him, obviously we'll know, but still having the ward between 2 and 3 is going to find us value.
Got it.
All right, so we need to find that ward on 2 and 3 while you're still on the north side. So we're gonna get the ward on 2 and 3 somewhere in this region.
Yep.
Yeah. So if we're gonna do that, we can. If Senna is AFK, we can press up, draw aggro, pull back. Get this minion to align here so she can last hit it easier.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing now doesn't really do anything for us. It is just kind of you're just sitting there. Like that's good. You're not you're not dying, but
Yeah.
it
Doesn't
doesn't.
do any. It's no positive value to it.
There's no positive value when there is a positive value to be taken here, which is you can walk up, you can draw aggro. If Senna is AFK, I'm not telling you to go 2v1, right? If Senna's next to
Yep.
him, obviously I'm not going to tell you to do that. But when Senna is leaving for whatever reason, I don't know why these people do the things they do sometimes. You are playing in diamond, so like it's going to be arbitrary movement sometimes, so you have to be aware of that. So when movements like this, where Senna just backs off randomly, do actually happen, just walk up, draw aggro, pull back. Even before this, it would be advisable to drop the ward. Even if you pull back and then drop the ward, that's still acceptable. That's still fine. Okay?
Yep.
We clear on that? I mean, stuff like this is really, really crucial
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to beat.
I think it's just like this is like very. What we're currently doing is very coin flip because we just don't have any vision in river right now. So
You see the Gragas
after
now.
the calf games, yeah. Well, even just before that, even like half the games could just potentially be lost, just like because he's in our river rush or something.
Well, I think it's very easy for anyone really to just 3-camp bottom.
Yeah.
Like, people don't care in solo queue. Right, like, people really don't care in solo queue. Like, they will just 3-camp bottom you because it's just convenient,
Yep. Okay.
right?
Yep.
I mean, even now, this is, like, dangerous what we're doing.
Yeah. I don't have W, so I just have to. My only sort of escape tool right now is just using E to gain the like 10% movement speed.
You also have no business standing on the south side of the lane. Mainly because it achieves really nothing. Because what does your champion really do? You have the ability to Q. Obviously your E is on cooldown, but like you don't need it right now anyway.
Yeah.
You don't really achieve anything by standing here when Senna's over here. Because Sion doesn't really care about you. Even if you hit Sion, he's like, okay, whatever. So if you stand here, all of a sudden now she has to reposition, no?
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm standing on the wrong side of lane because like my pressure on San does nothing, whereas my goal in this lane or my thought process should be Senna should be our target, so we should like try to force her off of the waves.
Senna can be easily taken down.
Yeah.
Sion a little bit harder. I don't know, like, I'm assuming Senna's an ADC, right? I know that Senna's like not, I know that the CS farming, the Sion, but in the sense of traditional bot lane where the ADC and the support are playing like this, you want to position yourself to the north side.
Got it. Yeah.
Right.
It's just it's a weird situation, but yeah, I understand the.
The idea behind it. Yeah. Now, perhaps there's argument to focusing this guy because of the dynamic of the matchup, because it's a fasting, it's like unique, it's weird. But generally, if you look at any other matchup, when you consider AD support, you want to be standing here.
So stand to pressure the ADC, not the support in general matchups.
Well, it's like who wants to kill the minions?
Yeah.
And who can what? Because I don't think you're ever really going to be able to punish Sion that easily.
Yeah, the only punish we have on him, I think this game is basically just like if I get a tag on him, Jinx can rocket him, and he just takes like a little bit of damage.
It's going to be a lot harder to tag Sion here
Yeah.
because he's just chilling in the back. Senna's up to the north. But anyways, the main recap really between all of this is, so we come to lane a little bit like same time, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Whatever. That's not a big deal. Like now you could be looking for like Q to the north side. Q to the south side is still fine. Obviously, we talked about like waiting. We want to wait for her to go for last hit or him to go for this.
Yep.
Because he's the one farming. So then that's when we use it. We talked about the acceleration on second wave. Right? And throughout this entire time, it's really important that like you drop the ward between waves 2 to 3, because if you don't, you're getting 3-man most likely. Or not 3-man, sorry, level 3, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's just very coin flip of me to hold ward.
It's very coin flip. Yeah, this guy happens to not gank you because he just feels like not ganking you. But this game, like in a different game, maybe he's like, oh, this is actually kind of killable, so we'll just go down there.
Yeah.
Right? It's too dangerous to play like this. So anyways, here we talk about dragging the wave. You can drag the wave to give Jinx a better angle to CS the wave while simultaneously dropping the ward down to the top side of the map. Again, we talked about this as another, like, I'm just recapping all the points. This one, again, standing to the north side will be a lot better here because you can actually protect Jinx. Because, like, what is really happening in this lane? Senna's going to hit Jinx when Jinx goes for CS. So if you stand next to Jinx and you hit Senna, the second Senna goes for CS, it's, like, different. Now she can't just freely do that, you know? The south side of the lane approach...
Autopiloting to the,
yeah.
to the bushes instead of toward the actual threat.
This doesn't really achieve anything for it. It doesn't help her in any way. This does. Yeah, so she gets run down a little bit. She's like, that sucks. I would just give her the stack. Because you're pushing.
Yeah.
I think you can just give her the stack. I think it's really important to give her the stack when you can give her the stack, because later you might not able to as easily.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, so like this is a very easy stack to give her. The problem that I'm having is as this lane evolves and as these minions die and this wave pulls up, you're going to have a harder time walking up for these melees to give her the stack.
Yeah.
But if you stand here in this moment now, the stack is very accessible, especially because they're not really going to... They're not doing anything.
He's still caught in his minions right now.
Yes. He's pretty much stuck. Now the lane pulls in. At this point, Gragas should be topside, which we can see. Now, it's really important that we actually start paying attention to what is happening on the map, because our teammates are looking like they're might be running it down. We see a slow push in topside, so obviously this is the fight in river, right? Yeah. Just bringing our awareness to the top side of the map. I think it's really, really important. Well, first of all, for you to already have given the stack and to pull back, there's no reason to stay up because you're not really looking to fight. Yeah. You really can't. And use this time that you're retreating to look at the top side of the map, because there's things happening. Now, if Yasuo or Gragas or something, they flash, it's your responsibility, although 99% of players don't do it. It is usually the support that is able, well, obviously all players should do it, but supports can type out summoner spells and time them in-game, because like, it's not unrealistic for you to go mid lane in the next few minutes. Maybe. Not now, but like maybe as the lane evolves, maybe in like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, you're going mid lane. The higher elo you get, the more ganking you're going to be doing in mid, the more moving you're going to be doing.
Yep.
Right? Because there's more coordination the higher level you get. But it's really important that the baseline of succeeding in that coordination is actually using your information correctly. So we have to have better camera. This is the difference you'll see a lot in with higher level support players. I mean, watch any professional support player, you'll see that their camera is a lot more interactive with the rest of their team.
Yeah, they're moving around a lot.
You're looking around a little more, yeah. Instead of what you're doing here, which is really just like, this is not good, because you're only looking at, like, it's stuck on your champion. Even though there's I'm
not getting the full information picture. I think
there's
that's
so much information.
As well,
like, it is completely possible in solo queue for this mid fight or this river fight around Raptors to evolve into something where you can actually run up and impact it somehow.
Yeah, but I don't even have the decision, or I don't have the information to even make that decision.
Yes. I'm not saying go, because people in chat will be thinking, oh, we shouldn't fight that. Obviously not. But information is important. You have to start looking. So one thing I recommend you highly do is increase your camera sensitivity.
Got it.
Right. So increasing camera sensitivity is going to be really uncomfortable at the beginning, because you're playing with an unnatural setting. But if you can get used to it, it's like, okay. Now all of a sudden you're able to look around the map. You're able to gather more intel. The game isn't so static. You're not just playing against these two players, you're playing against everybody. You have, again, as we discussed, you should have already given the stack. There's no reason not to hold it. Or there's no reason to hold it. Because you're not going to go for the next stack unless you want to get autoed.
Yeah, now it's a lot harder to get to that one for.
Now you have to queue it to get the stack. But if you're going to queue it, now your queue's on cooldown. Then you lose cooldown. Now they move up. like all the way into your face, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not good. So while this is all happening, we can also see that Darius is trying to shove the third wave, or the fourth, the third wave. Yeah, Darius is trying to shove the third wave.
Massive wave stack.
Yeah. So at this point, you should be thinking about, okay, well, Darius needs to crash this wave. So let's say, for example, Gragas doesn't show. Now I know you're not going to do this because you're not already doing it. And the example I'm trying to show you is a hypothetical. It has nothing to do with the actual game. But hypothetically speaking, let's say this doesn't happen, right? Let's say none of this happens. Slow push in top, you should be spam pinging that he will gank. On third wave. You want to try to crash third wave before fourth arrives. Alternatively, you don't have to, right? If you don't want to, whatever. You should at least get a ward down in river. The ward should at least be there, but your pings allow him to know that, because players, and you'll see it less in Master and Grandmaster and Challenger. You'll see it a lot more in Diamond, because in Diamond they tend not to ward as much. They don't properly like time jungle, and then they die.
Yeah, I think definitely like a lot of games or even like some plays, I feel like if I was slightly better like in terms of just like moving my camera like mechanically, the mechanical aspect of it, as well as just like having the like foresight to do it, I feel like I could like sort of ping a lot of these plays off.
Yes.
Because I think that a lot, like my general knowledge, like in terms of like what I excel at more than other things would be like, okay, like this play good or not, right? Evaluating a play.
Mm-hmm.
But then if I have no information on this play because I'm focusing on my own gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if I had the mechanics and the actual foresight to be able to say, okay, like this play looks really bad, then that I feel like that would also help a lot.
I mean, it's huge.
Like winning games.
It's massive. The difference between where you're playing, which is the Diamond 3 to Diamond 1 range, in comparison to the 100 to 300 LP range, is that the players are a little more hesitant before they go full sending a play. A lot of players in Diamond, they're not going to ping off bad plays. They'll always consent to bad plays. Mainly because it's a very erratic way to play. They want to just make plays and they want to do things. They always want to they always consent to whatever is happening on the map because they assume that they can win it. They fail to determine whether something is good or bad, usually either because of knowledge, awareness, or like they're lazy.
Yeah, so right now I would say it's a mixture of like lack of awareness as well as laziness that I'm not like looking at my teammates right now.
To a degree, yeah. I think the first thing is you have to be, your settings have to be more geared towards playing better. So like if you're bronze, silver, gold, sure, you can look at you can just perma look at Senna and Sion. It does not matter. You can win. But when you try to get out of Diamond and into Master or Grandmaster, and you try to get to the better elos, you have to start looking around the map a little more. And so having, as I mentioned earlier, right, like higher sensitivity, like that's going to be massive for you. That's going to be very important. And start paying attention. Like there's only really two things to pay attention when we're looking at the game here. It's the wave states, right? When it comes to roaming, of course, I'm going to exclude your wave state because I'm assuming you already have a plan because you're literally there. But just you're not going to have action in these lanes immediately, so you do have to roam to them. But being aware of what is happening on those lanes is really crucial. So you have these wave states that you have to play around. So the first variable is wave states. The second variable is what the opposing jungler wants to do. There's also a third variable, but don't worry about that yet. I will mention that in a minute. The second variable, going back to this, is knowing just basic routes. Okay, well, Gragas shows bottom, 12 CS. Okay, well, or let's say he shows mid, 12 CS. We know he has red first. Okay, well, we know he's going to do this. Right?
We have like a minute or so that we can potentially
make
plays on bottom.
Exactly. We know that 4:30, these camps will be up, meaning that, let's say he bases, and by 4:30, he should be somewhere around this region, which means that any play you make on the bottom side of the map, you cannot consider it a 2v2.
Yeah.
Even if you're getting a gank, even if you're getting a gank, you cannot consider that gank a 2v3. Because you have to entertain the fact that this is a timer at which the opposing jungler can move and make things happen. The basis of that is to first fix the settings and then to actually actively look. And then to start mindfully practicing, because this stuff is not, you cannot pick it up in a day, but you will drastically improve your gameplay if you are able to pick it up.
And I think that's kind of the sort of support, like, I guess, not like archetype, I think a lot of supports have to do that, but like more of the kind of like, I guess, like field manager as opposed to just like, you know, where like in low elo it's like okay to just be the kind of like a player, but I feel like in higher elos you have to be more of like the field manager where like you're looking at other people's lane states and like obviously like if I have information on, if I know how to, you know, control wave states and I see, you know, Darius is pushing a wave and I know that Gragas is mid lane, like being able to then say, okay, you know, Darius, you have to either like hard shove your next wave or you have to back off and lose whatever CS. Like stuff like that I feel like is very important in
Yes.
higher elos.
Yes. And we'll explain. We'll probably find examples throughout this entire game. Many examples throughout this game where like it's like having this communication is so crucial. The game feels different when you're at higher rank. So my goal really is to make you try to understand that the game really feels a lot different the higher than this. There is a skill level higher than this that is just totally different. And that requires you to pay attention to both the jungler, the wave states, and then the third variable, which I mentioned earlier, was knowing what your jungler wants to do. And knowing what your jungler should do. Now, the reason that variable or the third variable is kind of hard to understand is because you have to also play the jungle a little bit to fully understand it. Not saying that you have to play the jungle, but by playing jungle, you'll understand it a lot more. And then you'll notice that your jungler will make certain, because I mean, there's only like in high level gameplay when it comes to jungle, there's only like 3 or 4 options, like at most, less even. And so if you can determine which option your jungler is choosing to take, you can adapt your move towards that. That's why support is one of the most broken roles, not because of the fact that, not because of any physical reason. It's just because of the fact that the players fail to understand these timings, whereas the laners and junglers are forced to understand them. Support is not a role that really teaches you that, but if you can learn that and you know that and you apply that, you're like super insane. Like you will surpass most people, yeah, on like the ladder. Anyway, so yeah, let's see what's going on here. All right. I mean, yeah, we already talked about this moment. Yeah, we have to just leave the lane now. We have to back off. It's like kind of unplayable. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then Gragas ganks on 3rd, 4th wave as we discussed, right? Yep. Like if you look at the lane state at which Gragas gets ganked, it's like, oh, okay, well, we saw that coming, you know?
Yeah, and it's also very difficult for like Darius just in general to like the wave is very pushed, or the wave is very stacked, so he has to either give up a lot of CS.
Yes. It's very much avoidable. It's very much avoidable. I also have no reason. I also don't think you have any reason to walk up and give her a stack. Because
he's gonna crash anyways.
I mean, yeah, that and one you can queue it. Like if it's a cannon, you could like worst case you can queue it or something. Or maybe she can hit it and take an auto from Senna. But the wave's coming into you. You don't have to give her the stack. This is dangerous because this is just gonna lead you to lose like a chunk of your HP, and your ADC really doesn't want to fight, especially because it's like, okay, well if I'm Senna Sion, do I really care about my HP here?
Probably not that much because just Senna has sustain obviously, and they also just generally have more health than us.
That is true, but there's one more factor that we should be looking at. This is the most important factor.
Oh, they could potentially back off the stacked wave.
They can just base. They don't give a shit about your HP. They can just base. They want to fight you. They want to go 50 for 50 here. They want to take as much damage as possible because they know that Evelynn can never be down here.
Right? And even if she was, she can't really gank out this wave anyways.
Oh yeah, I mean if Evelynn's down here, she's lost the jungle because, well, it's 309. Pathing bottom would be int. Yeah. They know Evelyn started bottom. They have the information. They don't care about their HP. And as you said, yeah, even if Evelyn came down, the gank's never going to work. There's too many minions. Like, the champions are not going to be able to kill. So you don't go up for this. You want to just chill out. They should just crash. So you see how the enemy is playing with you?
Yeah.
This is all quite senseless to do. They should not engage with you. They should
pushing the wave.
They should simply shove the wave and base. But they're engaging with you for no reason. It doesn't benefit them more than it benefits you. But it doesn't mean that you should walk up and still do the things you're doing.
Yeah, I still shouldn't do it because a better player will just take advantage of that.
Better, and then they'll base after that you take a bad trade, and then now you're going to be really awkward because you'll have no HP for the push out, and then you have to base, and then you have to. Now the lane's perma frozen, right? Because like it's 2v1 because you have to leave the lane. Here I would urge you to find them. Okay. Okay, so now. It's very easy to see this. Senna, Sion, just shove in base. They don't have to fight you for whatever reason. So if they do a lazy recall, you can look for something.
Yeah, so I went for... I knew that they were likely going to be basing, so I started walking toward it.
Yeah. They're kind of griefing here, enemy.
Yeah, and I also have, like, I obviously have shield up and everything, so I'm just going to block the Q the second he throws it.
So now they basically took a lane that was winning to a lane that really it's not going to be winning anymore because you can kill Senna quite easily.
Yeah,
she's very low. Sion's not going to do anything. It's like really bad for them. I mean, she could have kept going, I think. Maybe Senna was on cooldown. Or maybe not, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter.
So I should still be hovering more toward the top side of this lane right now, I think.
I mean, the entire lane is like really doomed. Not for you necessarily, but it's not realistic. Nobody here is playing the game like no one is playing the lane. Neither sides are playing the lane correctly.
Got it.
Because of they should have based and then you guys were walking up for unnecessary reasons. Yep. Like you see now they're on the 6th wave, but it's like why do you want to crash 6th wave? Like this is where Evelyn comes in and kills. Right? But at the same time, we have to consider this may not be 2v2 or 2v3.
Yeah, there could be Gragas on the side because it's like exactly his timing to be on bot side as well.
Yes.
He also started bot, so I think like just recognizing like if our jungler is bot side, it's likely that if he also started bot, they're pathing the exact same timing really.
Yep, 4:30 is usually when bottom. Yeah. The
only thing we know is that like Gragas ganked top, so that's the only reason he would be slightly delayed is because he just made a play top. But
yes. Yes. In a lot of cases after the gank top, a lot of junglers may even just take crab, maybe blue, and then base. So what that will allow them to do is because they've taken 1-2, or maybe this is already gone, I don't know. They will take blue buff because it's one of those like outside camps. You can just take them. What's going to happen is at 4:30, let's say he shows up. Let's see both of these camps are up. What Gragas will now be able to do is he can now sync all of his camps after he does a full clear from bottom to top, after covering the 3v3 in bottom lane.
Yep.
Okay. So even if Gragas is delayed by ganking top, we can assume that he sees potentially any push out happening in bottom and attempts to cover that. Attempts to cover, It's still fine. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to be honest. I would still go for this play. Because even with Gragas here, it can work.
Yeah.
It can work.
Sion's no mana. Senna has like one Q left, so I think it's still like a pretty high
chance
probability play.
If you win 3v3, take 3v3. If you lose 3v3, Now, I'm going to be honest here. Because this guy's probably Diamond 2 or Diamond 1, Diamond 3, I don't think that Gragas will show.
Yeah.
I just don't think that Gragas will show. So, because of the elo, I think the play is completely fine.
But yeah, but also like to note, in higher elo, that's not gonna.
Yes. In higher elo, there's a higher chance of this being 3v3. In higher elo, there's a chance of this not even happening because they would never They would never stay for 6 waves for no reason.
Yeah.
Holy shit, she didn't flash anything. I guess she has no flash. Ah, she's maybe still killable. Yeah, still dead. Okay.
So yeah, I took this kill here because
Oh, uh-huh.
the support. I was told at least, or at least there's like basically the theory that like you're supposed to take kills on support before first mythic, or before your first pack, but it's also a hyper carry ADC, so I definitely would like to get your opinion on it.
Wait, so why do you need the kills?
I just think like especially for like either boots or for getting like mythic first. I don't take them in every game, but I think I was just like auto playing like okay, like if I get the kill, it's fine here. When I don't think it should be.
I mean, you don't need the kill because Dark Seal, and then Jinx. I mean, why do you need? Can you not get your mythic item later? Like, what are you going into?
Well, I think I go lock at this game. But just like having the extra income on support early, I think it's more important on champions. Like, I don't think in this game at least, like I'm gonna roam as much.
Yeah.
I think on like champions like Rakan, like if your base, if you're taking the kill allows you to base on like your lucid boots or something, I think it's a lot better. And I think there's like more viable, I guess like reasons for taking it. But I think here was definitely
Yeah, but lucidity boots will only buff you for like like what? 2, maybe 6 waves, and then after that it's like you're basing again, or maybe even like less.
That's true. Okay, so should I? What should be my like my mindset in terms of like? Should I just be taking every kill,
It's interesting, right? Because who said that support should take the kill?
I think actually it was the first time I heard it was from LS, I think, where he was basically explaining that like the support income, like having everyone have a more even first item spike is better. But also, there's another YouTuber I was watching, I believe his name's like Gberg Stacks, where he was explaining it a little as well. And I don't think I'm applying the concept as correctly as I should be, though.
I think in terms of what LS says, I think I can't disagree because it's not wrong in theory, but yeah. I think if you incorporate the chaos of solo queue, it's unlikely to...
Got it. So I should likely default to just giving kills to the carries early.
Yeah, because yeah, sure, everyone should spike, but we have fucking Darius not aware of anything. You know, Vlad, we don't know. Like we don't know what our Evelyn will do. We don't even know if our ADC is good. You know, it's hard to gauge these things. So the answer is really yes and no. I think that I don't think you need item like as bad as Jinx needs item.
Okay. No, yeah, that's fair.
You know,
I definitely I just like mentioned my own notes as well.
Yeah.
I kind of ask about the.
I think Dark Seal on Evelyn is really valuable. Right, like so these kills would be pretty important. Like she should have Dark Seal. Like it would be pretty int for Evelyn not to have Dark Seal here. And so, yeah, I think it really comes down to the fact that like. If you can if no one can take the kill, whatever, right? The kill is just a bonus. But yeah, I'm not really sure about actively taking the kill with the intent of giving everybody around you an even power spike, mainly because of the chaos and solo queue, because power spikes are like, yeah, okay, everyone gets item, but no one's really playing in unison. Even in Challenger, this isn't really the case.
Okay.
Like there's even a coordination issue, and like you cannot be that coordinated. Yeah, it's interesting. Here I would just run.
The next wave still is pretty far away from coming in, so I don't think we can.
Jesus, yes, fucking teleport. This is so weird, man. No, you can't freeze here. You have to lose a wave. You have to teleport. Or they have teleport. He's just gonna TP back. Just base, whatever. She has to base too. Okay.
I'm on a ward. I'm on a ward right now. This isn't.
Yeah, both of you just have to base. You got to base now. Oh, she's lazy basing, so now you're forced to defend her. Holy.
Her, yeah.
That's annoying. Gragas is pathing to... Now, this is interesting what Gragas did, right? Because Gragas showed again topside at 438. Now, if we tab, Gragas probably has, like, his full clear. Right? So we'll... Yeah, 25. So we know that Gragas' bottom side is up. We know that Gragas' top side is going to be spawning in, like, 30 seconds or so. 20 to 30 seconds.
So
it's going to be spawning.
He's going to reverse path down to bot lane.
Maybe. Now, if he reverse paths to bottom lane, it's going to be pretty bad because he's doing it on no recall. So, this is the part about jungling, right? Where if you play more and more jungle, you'll see that reverse clearing down would be a bad idea. Now, because he has to base. Gragas has to base.
He should be sitting on a lot of gold right now.
Yeah. He must base. That's his only option at the moment is to base. Because there's nothing else on the map he can do. Which means that now Evelyn could move into his Raptors. Perhaps. And look mid lane. Right? Like that's a possibility that could happen.
Like that's something that I should be thinking about, like especially in like more of a team environment.
Well, even in solo, I think even in solo queue.
Yeah, I just mean like in terms of like actually like pinging like my jungler to like sort of like investigate the camps and stuff like that.
Yeah, we know where enemy will be, like at all times. Yeah, this is really awkward because this isn't even your fault technically, but you guys do need to base, like immediately. Yeah. So at this point, Gragas is pathing more than likely to bottom side. Now there is an option for Gragas to just run to top side because he based on such an arbitrary time. Because he showed exactly at what time. He showed at 4:45, so he bases around 5:50, right? Which means that by 6:20 he should be, or by 4:50, which means that by 5:20 he should be somewhere either bottom or top side. Now the problem here is all of his quadrants are up.
Yep.
All right, they're all up. So he could be top or he could be bottom. We're not entirely sure. At that point, we can determine based on what he wants to do. So the question then becomes, well, what would this jungler like to do? He has a number of options. He's probably just gonna, like, he could do a lot of things. He could go bottom.
If I was him, I would likely I would start bot and path toward top side just because the Camille is winning that lane right now. And it stops anything. So like he can threaten drag. If he goes bot right now, he can threaten dragon because we're based. And also, if he doesn't have that angle though, he can just path toward top side and look for a gank on the Darius once Camille has gotten back from her back, which will be like on strong items.
What if he did something like this? Mid has prio.
He definitely could do that too. Yeah.
I feel like that would be a better call than for him to go bottom. He doesn't really gain anything bottom, but he completely dismantles top lane. If he clears all 3 camps, this guy will push in. But if he goes like this guy has prio. All of a sudden, Darius cannot play the game anymore.
Yeah, and he can threaten Darius a lot earlier, I guess, on that path as well.
Yeah. The next 2 waves, Darius will get killed again. Which means that maybe he's on Raptors. There is an option for us to walk like this.
Got it. So like me basically walking to defend that because I know that like for instance, right now I don't really have any play bot side. Like Evelyn's obviously on bot side, but they can easily back off from that. Whereas like I can potentially like be basically a human ward, right? And like kind of scout where Gragas is.
Hypothetically speaking, if there's no bot lane win condition, your route could even look something like this. And then 3v3, top side.
Got it. Yeah. In my head, my thought process was like
or 2v3, I guess. Yeah.
Basically, the lane. I said like okay, so like if we're 3v3ing, like the chances of us winning in that like by the time I get there, right? Like Camille
Well,
six
it's
me.
not 3v3 because Gragas will go. I don't know if Yasuo will go. It will be 3v3, but I don't know if Yasuo will go because maybe he wants to base.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know. If it is 3v3, you probably lose. You're right.
But yeah, my thought process was like it's likely not going to. It's likely not like sort of a high
Possibility.
yeah, high possibility play.
Yeah.
I sat for Ruby
Your
gold armor here.
your Evelyn is griefing. A little bit. I guess she can base on this? I don't know. I guess she can base on this. Oh, she's not Darksteel. She has to base on this. So she's going to base on this wave. Okay. Yeah, so I guess she's not griefing. She needs to base on this wave then. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So if she was clearing up to wolves, then you can go. Okay, but she's not, so it doesn't achieve. You going up to Raptors solo is not going to do anything. They're going to base. Gragas is still based. So, I mean, we talked about the fact that Gragas will be there up in a few seconds, right? And there he is.
Yep.
He's dead again. You could prevent this by pinging it. Because we know the push out. The wave right after the push out is the wave where Gragas is going to gank.
Yeah, I think also just like having like, I think for me it's like having the, like it's very easy out of game to say okay, like this is this is obviously what Gragas might do, and like you called the exact route that he would likely go, but like having that, like I need to make sure that like in game, I'm saying like okay, this is like kind of what's going on, and making sure like mentally like I'm just focusing on a lot more things than I am right now.
Yep. I mean, that takes time.
Yeah.
I would crash.
It's crashed.
Yep, sure. This is fine. I mean, even the slow push would be acceptable. Because the cannon wave after this is the,
Yeah.
Like if you slow push, I don't know if you slow push and you crash this wave along with the next wave is a cannon and you can roam on cannon.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have probably had a lot more time out of the lane if I did that.
Yep. Now you're kind of stuck to the lane. I don't think you have to defend because he's gonna push because of the way he's playing. I highly doubt he's wanting to freeze. Gragas probably at this point is still somewhere topside, so there is a high possibility of him meeting on Raptors. So if I were you, I would just like touch river. Scout for ward, touch river, because you're not gonna kill her. Jinx is not gonna do it. Jinx takes the ward out, you scout the river, and just like see what's happening. Maybe this guy needs to get a push out. If he gets push out, you can hover river. If for example Gragas shows on Evelyn's Raptors, you tell Jinx to chill out, cannon wave arrives back into Jinx, and you run up for Raptor play. At this point, Camille also rotates, perhaps, right? If that's the case, GG or something, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
But these are things you can start thinking about. Because look,
there should be options that I shouldn't just have one option of staying in lane. I should be thinking like, what are my other choices that I could potentially be doing right now?
Yes, yes. Because if you look at the map, there's more access blues than reds. This next wave is pushing in. So once Gragas has finished these camps, Evelyn has to cover, but she can't. So really, the only point at that would be the less violent play would be like give Camille the freeze and like roam, and just cry because you're losing lane. I don't know. It's like literally unplayable lane for him. Or at least it should be. Yeah. So there you can move, even a little bit.
And then here I'm still on the wrong kind of side of lane here because Zion's hovering the bot side, which means Senna's going to be on the other side.
Yeah, I would try to pull aggro. So like take these minions, pull them down, try to get him to use Q on you.
Got it.
Okay. Gragas isn't ganking means he pathed to bottom, so he's probably around bottom now.
So it's likely whatever play happens here is going to be a 3v3.
Yes, 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 yes. It's Gragas is literally there. You cannot fight this.
Yeah. So my thought process here is I know Evelyn's also on bot side, so I'm trying to take trades here. I'm trying to take as much health and like mana off of Sion and health off of both of them to try to make this a higher probability play. That was like my thought process in this moment.
I think it's still really dangerous to try to do this because Gragas will show. There he is.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah, he's here. He's matching.
Like, it's not winnable. There's nothing you can do. I think it's really hard to... It's really hard for this gank to take place. Maybe Evelyn kills, actually.
I think Evelyn dies here for this one, though.
She walks back in for no reason. What?
Yeah.
She's,
I mean, she has ult here too.
She's trolling. She's just trolling. Yeah. I mean, the gank works out because it's like good angle, but it's really important to know that this is 3v3, not 2v3.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, it's obviously it's very good we had the ward down.
Yeah.
But I think that definitely, like, you know, that's more of like a luck thing, right?
He could have come through river.
He could have come through lane. He could have lane ganked.
Not river, sorry, lane. Yeah, lane. He could have come through the lane
Yeah.
here. Like, he could, you know, that's not good. Pretty awkward position now. Because we're still losing topside.
Yeah, and it's just getting like heavy pushed in.
Yeah.
So I think we try to make a play off
Not
this.
winnable. Not possible. Not possible. Not possible. It's flip as fuck. It's so coin flip. Vlad has to move down. Vlad has to move down. Vlad has to move down. You should look at mid before this is happening. Like, so I would say look at mid prior.
Yeah, I should
Because-
have looked like 5 seconds earlier than
Yeah,
I did.
because if you don't have priority mid, or if Vlad cannot contest, then it's like this is never a fight you take. Never. You don't even walk into river, right? So you're doing action before information, which is bad. You gotta get information and then action.
Yeah, I think it was just like I think I was slow on the uptake in terms of like actually like looking over there. Like I knew like once I look, I'm looking like for that exact information, but I'm like 5 seconds behind when I should be doing it.
Yeah, because you're moving into river to entice a fight before you know if this fight is even a good thing or not. Now, if mid has...
It's the consent thing you're
It's a
talking about,
consent
basically,
thing, yes,
where
yes.
everyone, yeah, like I'm consenting to every play. Like
Yes.
Evelyn is looking for a play on the Scion,
Yeah.
so I consent to that play before I see the information of Vlad has priority mid.
Mm-hmm. Everybody in Diamond does this, so it's okay. Even a master, they do the same thing. It's like not that different. They will consent to play. Even in GM, they will consent to like everything. It's really troll. It's really important to like, you know, just be firm. Like tell them no. If mid has no prio, this is never like walk. Like you can never walk river.
Yeah, so I checked mid and then I see that Vlad had a really good ult onto their mid laner, so we have priority for this trade
Yep.
now.
So you get the
And I think
dragon.
Gragas does some Evelyn things.
You should look mid here. Oh, okay. Gragas tried to steal it. I think the alt is something. Okay. I would run.
And now I see, yeah, we see Senna, so I'm just, basically what I'm trying to do is get Jinx over the wall to bait them that way and then just W over. But
Yeah, nice.
it
And
was,
they
a
hit
little bit, it
points.
was a little bit poorly played, but we got out.
That's okay. Never understood how you could play bot lane without voice. It's doable. It's just you have to be like good players can play without voice. You don't need voice. I think if you're low elo, it gets a little messy because players tend to not know what to do sometimes, and so you know, it gets a little weird in that regard.
We have like no kill pressure on Scion.
No, you don't. It's rough. The whole lane is so weird. Like I don't know. I never really coached a fasting bottom lane.
Yeah, I think it's definitely obviously the concepts are still the same, right? Like Jinx is the only one that can really trade on, or Sen is the only one that can trade onto Jinx.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
she's not the one farming. It's basically like playing like an Ashe support with like a Neela AD carry.
Okay.
Maybe I get completely forced out of this fight. Oh, Jinx just stops moving at the end here.
What? Just W, no? Oh, okay. I guess she doesn't have the mana, I suppose, or the cooldowns.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we saw Gragas. We saw Gragas basically go onto our bot side there.
yeah. Well, I feel like we know Gragas is here. He's either here or Shell. Well, yeah, we actually see him.
Yeah, we
right?
saw him walk over.
Yeah, yeah, we see him. When this happens, you need to not take trades.
Yeah, it's basically they're doing the exact same thing that was happening to like I was trying to do to them, right? Like to get them low before an Evelyn gank. I'm just trading into them the exact same way.
Yeah, yeah, but like here, it's like you're consenting to a fight, but it's like there's no need. Because it's too easy for Sion to ult, Gragas to ult, and Jinx to just pop.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't die here, Evelyn can probably gank mid lane. And if Evelyn's able to gank mid lane, maybe like Darius can move up and,
Yeah.
like Shelly or
I
something.
I think this is just an awareness thing on my part.
Yeah. Bit of a mess here, but it's like not that bad. I mean, it's fixable, so it's fine. I would just go top. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, what, he didn't W?
He's never W'd, yeah. I think that's like a kind of a running theme. Just like no Evelyn ults, and she walks in and dies, and then
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so then the second I saw that, I recognized like my sort of play mid lane or plays in top lane were kind of done for. So I looked to get sort of some deeper vision because we just saw Gragas go.
Yeah, team is inting there. It's not your fault. Oh, you had the right idea. I would not pink ward that. Oh, okay, yeah. One thing you can pink ward is right there. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, like not many people walk through it.
Yeah, this pink ward is really, really obnoxious. No one sees it. It's so weird. Just no one sees it. I mean, it's fine. What you have now is okay too.
Yeah, basically that's like kind of the like I'm looking to like kind of take out both lanes of the jungle so that when he does reset onto bot side, we have more vision on him.
Yeah. Well, he's probably playing Shelly here.
Yeah, so yeah, we saw him go top side, so that's why I knew I was okay to walk into his bot jungle.
He's just gonna break bottom, or he's gonna break a lane soon.
Yeah, so now I'm trying to bait back a little bit because I know that Evelyn's trying to get to their ADC.
I just crashed the wave now. I think I would go for plating here.
Yeah, I think I made a audio note just saying like Jinx could have gotten one plate there.
Yeah, just one. I mean, it's a pretty weird game. I'm gonna be honest right now because of how hard you're bleeding out in top lane, and just the speed at which everyone else is playing. It's like pretty awkward game. What? W, man? Holy shit,
yeah,
man.
I think we definitely lost a lot of potential just off of like misplays mechanically. But I think I definitely this is like a good example of a game that I feel like I could have done a lot more in terms of like actually calling things out across the map.
Early on, yes. Early on, yes. I would call for mid lane. Oh, where are we walking?
Maybe end up walking to top side here to try to make a play on the.
I really don't think you win this.
This is a play. I think he wanted me to flash here, but I didn't want to commit so much to it. So it ends up actually looking like pretty good here.
I just don't see you winning this.
Yeah, so after I saw the Q land and wasn't really doing much, I just helped him shove the wave out.
I mean, this is playing for a weak side. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's infinitely better for you to just go mid lane
Got it.
and call Evelyn. Or if, for example, Evelyn ignores you and goes bottom and you lose mid tower, you can hold the wave, maybe.
I mean, I just think it's
Or
this
you
is
just
like
like
just
let
me
it.
making a play for the sake of making a play instead of like actually thinking like
I think it's really yeah
That's
like
good escape. There's no shot we kill it.
yeah like weak side playing on weak side here is really really dangerous.
And
It gives you
she
no
has to make
value.
she has to make such a mistake. Like she has to E onto the Darius for us to even have a chance of killing.
Yes,
it, really.
it's a complete coin flip. Yeah, stuff like this will lose you game. Like you must play for strong side. You cannot like fix this. This is not fixable. The only way you fix this is if Jinx can get a lead and kite away the Camille.
Yeah, and I definitely don't think like I didn't want to commit flash there and on such like a low, I think low probability play.
Yes. Like if you're bottom right now, how like easy is it?
Like we have a lot higher chance at least on bot side.
Yeah, Gragas is probably bottom too. So if Gragas makes a play and Evelyn makes a play, it's kind of your fault.
Yeah.
Because Gragas being there, yeah, because Gragas being there is highly likely. Jargon is gone. Okay, you can report that guy by the way. Like,
Yeah, that guy's actually a known intern like the CeeLo.
who is that?
And his name's Ryan Park. He actually plays ADC the next game as well. Like I have him on a list of mine.
Jesus
But
Christ.
obviously can't see it in championship.
Can't see it in game, yeah.
So I flashed Q there just to secure kill, but
That's
not sure
fine.
if it was like 2 needed. I think it was fine though.
I think it's fine. I think Evelyn could have killed, honestly. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We can just... I don't know if she has Proto Belt or what this guy's running.
Yeah, she just protoed there.
Oh, okay, then she could have killed. It's fine. It's whatever. Dragon is gone. What? You're not taking it. Why?
I don't know.
I guess it's fine.
Evelyn goes top though to clear Krugs, which I don't really agree with, but
I would go top. I would go top. Okay, now she's basing. Holy shit. Now that she's basing, I would just go mid. So here you just play with jungle because I don't see you guys giving dragon. Sorry, I don't see you guys taking dragon. Which means that
I'm just going for cross map play here.
yeah, just the only cross map play is literally go top, drop ward, back off.
Yeah.
Evelyn stays, maybe we play top. We play for dive top. If dragon gets taken out, the play is to dive top, because we know that we have numbers.
We know Gragas isn't there, yeah.
We know Gragas isn't there, and that's where we can get shut down on Camille. Then we know that the opposing team will probably get vision in our jungle. Highly unlikely that they'll take it. If they want to, they can. We don't really give a shit, whatever. But the main thing is we're gonna catch them on the rotation because we'll have vision on their top side of the map. Tower will be gone. We'll have vision on top side. Top will be opened up a little bit, and now we have a lane that we can just have income coming into, and we could just side lane. And we have no business being on the bottom side of the map anyway, because there's no dragon technically. But the thing is, like, you make the decision. See, before the base goes off, you've already made the decision to go to dragon. But it's like going to dragon is not a logical decision.
Yeah, if I like was just looking at the information, like there's no, even if I can get there, there's no shot that I like can solo contest.
There's absolutely your support. You cannot do anything alone. You have to give it. Vlad is getting pushed in. Complete prio in bottom. Senna, we see Senna in river. She's already clearing out vision. And your jungler is not there, and she's not going to be there. And even if she bases and goes there, it's like it's not possible. It's gonna take too long. The best call here is just to dive top lane. In fact, you should probably tell your jungler to stop recalling and run top to dive Camille. Because there's shutdown. It's the best way to open up this game. Gragas is most likely down there. And even if Gragas isn't down there, let's say he shows to match this top play, it's still possible to win it because it's 2v3. And I mean, you'll get out. It's highly likely that Gragas and friends are just doing Drake. So just cross play top. Okay? You gotta just like, yeah.
I have to be the one to call that. Like to see that and then call it.
Mm-hmm. See, like, I think she's quite killable. I mean, walking up here like this is not going to do anything. This is dangerous, what you're doing, because all that's going to happen is you drop a ward, they'll clear it, you have to back off. Oh my god, Crab is still up. Yeah, see, like, even, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you should not be down here. This is too dangerous.
Yeah. It's just like, if the team comp was different, I guarantee you I probably would have still done the same thing.
Honestly,
If they had a more dangerous team comp.
this team comp is dangerous enough for you to die. Sion just has to ult you.
Yep.
Literally, they can just fight you right now, but they just don't. I don't know why. Because, you know, they're trying to steal with Q. No. Don't walk into Yasuo. Okay.
I recognize and then walked it back.
No, but it's so int. Like, right now, what if we're already on Camille?
Yeah. No,
You know?
This is like the only thing I even did was like defend like
It
2 camps.
didn't do
when I got
anything.
500 gold shut down.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't do anything. And at this point, Camille's out, and now Vlad should just chill out unless he wants to run it down again. Sure. Just cover. At this point in the lane, there's nothing you can do. You just have to chill. I would even. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know anyone in Diamond who's gonna freeze. I don't know anyone in Challenger who's gonna freeze this. But I'm sure there's players. Like, this is just a frozen wave, by the way. You take this wave and you just freeze it. I don't know if there's a ping for freezing.
I think the hold one usually people use for freezing now.
The hold one.
The shield one.
Oh, the defend one.
There's a push forward one, and then there's the hold one.
Oh yeah, maybe you can use that. I don't know. I don't use that because I don't
There
really.
should be like an ice cube one.
Literally,
Like a
should.
snowflake or something.
There should be a snow, like, freeze the lane. You know, don't
Yeah.
push. Casual player base will be so confused. I feel like. Well, maybe then again, I guess everyone knows what freezing is in League.
Even if they don't know how to do it, it's still like it's a pretty familiar concept.
Yeah. That would base, sure. Yeah, so, I mean, these movements are very, very, like, you're gonna lose the game by doing a lot of the things that you're doing here. You're staying, okay. Staying is fine, too. What would you even base for?
Yeah, I have like nothing right
Like,
now.
cloth armor? I don't know.
Yeah, so then we spot this guy.
No.
My ult here, I think it's just like a useless committed ult.
Yeah. Oh my god, it
He
was
doesn't really do
it
anything.
was played really poorly by everybody. Truthfully speak. Yeah, I mean, this game is so slow. Okay. Oh my god, he flashed? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Was not really expecting that, but that was a really good shutdown for us. I mean, I wish it was onto Evelyn, but
Yeah, that would have been better. That was a good flash.
yeah.
A bit flip.
This
It's a bit flip of an R, honestly.
Yeah.
I would wait for Gragas engage, just R on that, or R on something a little more likely to.
Yeah, I didn't really think Evelyn was gonna go in here, but I don't
It's
think it goes too poor.
winnable.
Yeah, so I just blocked the Gragas ult for the I block his ult I think like 4 or 5 times this game. Just because he just keeps using it.
Yeah.
I got hit by a
Yeah. So all of this is just skirmishing.
yeah.
There's like no
First TP here, and then I just instantly called it back off.
This is classic solo queue, just fighting, right? Like there's nothing
Yeah.
to assess here other
There's no
than like
objectives.
mechanics. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I highly recommend. So I mean, I highly recommend.
Yeah, we end up
Fixing-
losing the game is why.
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. So lane, gotta fix lane,
Yeah.
right? If we do a quick recap of everything, it's the lane movements that need to be fixed. Like levels 1 to 5 need to be addressed.
Yeah.
You have to start fixing this. So loosen the settings. Okay, because your settings are way too like on your champion. You need to be looking at the rest of the map because it's pretty much disabling you from playing the game with your
Yeah,
teammates.
I have no information right now.
Yeah.
I can't like,
Yeah.
even if I had the ability to make correct decisions, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. It's also really important to understand like jungle. Like what is jungle wanting to do? Because a lot of the plays that you're doing, you're just consenting to them that every other diamond player does.
Yeah. And,
So you have
it's
to.
it's not a key to improving.
It's not good. Yeah, it's gonna keep you in diamond. It's the problem. It's a huge issue that a lot of players have. And if you fix that, it becomes a lot better. Yeah. And then there's like a lot of smaller decisions that you're making that need to be addressed. I mean, the video is loading really slowly for whatever reason. I mean, again, like cross mapping the play, like it really just comes down to being aware of like what you're playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, I think the entire sort of like thing is definitely in terms of like information. Like,
Yeah, gathering.
like seeing if I see Evelyn on Krugs right now and like she's pathing into her Krugs and then gonna back, and we don't really have any other option, like we should just be like looking for if they're taking Dragon bot side, it should be a Camille dive. It shouldn't be ward on Dragon while they're taking it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's definitely like a very autopilot sort of thing to do.
Yeah, we just have to be a little more aware as to what we're doing, and things will work out in our favor a lot more often than not. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Any questions?
I don't think so. Obviously, it's like unless you have any tips in terms of like not or like being more disciplined in solo queue, because like the only like if you like actually like look back at my match history, it's like basically all like sort of even, and then like when I'll just like go on like very long sort of loss streaks. Like these games are like played very clean. Most of these games are played very cleanly, and then they're just like other games that are played very poorly. Like usually in like a streak like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, some of these games, like even I can tell, right? Like, don't first time Yumi or Galio in rank to
Yeah.
to try them out.
Yep,
Don't
yep,
play,
yep.
Ornn top. But some of the other ones, like I think it's very difficult to like to separate them.
The problem is really just putting quality in every match you play. Limit your pool. Quality in every match you play. You played with Ryan Park twice.
Yeah, I got him as my AP in the next game.
Yeah. So. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, that's one hell of a player. Yeah. So you need to lessen the quantity of champions you're playing, and watch better players play those champions. And only you should limit your pool, because right now I know that you're part of a team, right? I know that you're asked to do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I think Gragas is the next champion that I have to be learning.
But who's forcing you to do these things?
Well, it's just like I just think like in terms of like my own champion pool, like I think that the Gragas Flex is super good and competitive right now, just because it can be played in basically 4 roles.
That's
and
fair.
I think that
But
we're kind of we're definitely like the top laner that I play with plays Gragas, and a lot of mid laners and junglers also play it. So I think that like that would be a good champion like outside of my current sort of core to pick up if I was gonna pick something up, not like Yumi or something, or Galio.
Well, okay. The reality, so from years and years of coaching League of Legends, and meeting like thousands of different players.
Yep.
The only time you need to expand a pool is if you need a pool. It's really detrimental to expand your pool if there's a much higher level League of Legends required to be played.
Got it.
You know?
Yeah, like there's
So
other things I should be focusing on outside of
yes,
learning.
yes. Now, of course, picking up Gragas could be great in the sense for your team because now all of a sudden selection will go perhaps in your favor. Selection is always favored towards flex picks, okay? Because flex picks
Yep.
are always able to be hidden. And so opening selections with flex picks is usually a good thing. Now, the problem is this is probably good for your team that you're going to pick up Gragas and you can be more anonymous during selection. With regards to what your your agreed point, like what your goal for as a team is. But the problem is that it hurts you as a player because now you're forced to pick up different types of kits when the problem is that you're lacking some really
it's
key
one more
awareness.
thing to focus on when I should be focusing on
Yes.
like actual info.
Yes, yes, yes.
It'd be a lot easier to learn information gathering if I'm playing on something like Rakan that I can play basically without even looking at my champion.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like on Gragas, I don't know Gragas as well, which means that it'd take a lot more mental
Gragas is
energy.
a very hard champion.
Yeah.
He's not an easy champion. You have to be able. There are so many different combos with Gragas that you have to be able to do. It's very difficult to pick up, especially when I have like lower. Like I coach a lot of players, and sometimes when I coach like bronze, silver, gold players, they're like on teams and stuff. It's just like holy. Oh, it's not a good idea. Being on teams is just a bad idea. I think because you're kind of on the cusp to master, grandmaster, etc. I'm not going to say that being on a team is like horrible, like it's whatever. But I do think that being on a team will hurt you more than not being on a team. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't, still enjoy yourself and participate in competitive, right?
Yeah,
Of
it
course
definitely
not.
is like we're kind of in like the middle part where it's like, a lot of us sort of like are at the like sort of Diamond 1 Masters sort of region, and we hover plus minus a division or 100 LP Masters like around there, and obviously like, that's not good enough to compete in like NACL or anything currently.
No. Yeah.
So it's like if we want to compete in NACL, we have to get better individually.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if we want to play in Diamond Leagues, we just need to gain better drafting in terms of like flex picks and stuff. So it's a conflicting interest.
Yeah, I mean playing Diamond Leagues is boring. No offense, because it's like it's not the greatest.
We have, I guess like it was good. It's just good for like I tend to take the sort of like the games and stuff a lot more seriously. Like it allows me to dedicate a lot more of my mental capacity to it. Just like in terms of like shutting out like everything outside of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas in solo queue, it's a little bit more difficult to do. But yeah, so that's obviously like just why I enjoy the competitive scene in general, like the sort of pre-made competitive scene.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I definitely think there's moments where it's like very frustrating to play, like right, like especially if there's teams that have like either significantly better draft or they just have.
In terms of solo queue or competitive?
In terms of competitive, like
Okay.
if teams just have better draft than competitive, like it's a very prevalent. Like if there's a Gragas pick in solo queue, and like in my opinion at least, it's like very, obviously you see who they banned, who they banned, and that there's.
Well,
like,
what are some of your what are some of your drafts? Can you link me a draft of you guys?
Yeah, I mean we've had some very poor drafting because the.
What's your best draft?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Usually we have like Ezreal. It was a kind of like Ezreal, Braum, Corki, like sort of like more of a poke comp, and then we play like either tank top and a jungle to keep it together, or we'll play like Xayah Rakan. Like our best duo bot lane is Xayah Rakan, like by a significant margin. So
Well,
let me just see
that has a lot to do with your proficiency on the champions.
Yeah. So let's see. Where's the? Yeah. So we picked like Xayah Rakan, Syndra, Shen, Viego. Our jungler kind of has like more of a limited pool as well. So.
Oh, sorry. What I meant as a draft, as in like I want to see the
like-
transaction between, because draft is
Got it,
really
yeah.
a draft is just a language, Who's usually drafting for you guys? It's like
We actually had a draft coach, but they left, so it's basically been like sort of a group effort in terms of like actually where's the
never goes well.
it's just like yeah, exactly. Well, that's why they they hired like a new coach and stuff for everything. But yeah, so basically like this was my notes on one of our drafts that happened. So it was basically like we're looking to ban GP Gragas on blue side, and our B1 was Zaya, and they're likely responsible, Jinx Braum. And I'll obviously also play the Braum, so you have to see like
So
could we
your
potentially
your
take
opening
them?
your
Yeah.
opening is prioritized through your proficiency and not. Well, this has
I
nothing
mean,
to
I
do
think
with
Zaya was very
draft.
strong. Zaya was very strong.
Yeah, Zaya is strong, but she can be answered really easily. Anything that can be answered really easily, uh, although is strong, but cannot be strong in comparison to the answer. And so
Yeah,
if
I
you
think
if
we
you
definitely are. We're lacking like a Gragas. If again, we have to ban Gragas in a lot of games because a lot of teams have that sort of flex option. It's like a pick like that would be a really good blue one, right? Because it's like that can go in 4 roles.
so
It's a strong
do you just
pick.
always pick Zaya?
No. I mean, it depends. I think we usually pick ADC first a lot of the time though. So like power pick like
That's
Jinx
the
and stuff
problem.
like that. Yeah.
That's the problem. I don't know if your draft coach is aware of that, but like picking because it seems like your opening is more in response to your proficiency rather than the conversation within draft. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think we also pick we pick ADCs first a lot of the time when we're playing strong side bot even. And obviously, like having even if Zaya is a strong pick, getting the counter pick like
But if you get counterpicked,
on our
it's
strong
not a
side.
strong side anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so the logic doesn't make sense if you think about it. You cannot pick first ADC in terms of assuming that we're gonna go strong side bottom, so let's first pick AD. That's
Yeah.
not.
I think it was the lack like from our org obviously just a lack of like oversight and like care for the team. So that's why kind of we ended up like sort of moving away from the org.
Okay.
But that's how our last league went basically. It was we
Right.
were kind of drafting
The
for ourselves after we lost our coach.
there's no cohesion in the draft. That's the
Yeah,
problem. I don't
exactly. There's no
understand like what's
cohesion.
going on here.
There's very little amounts of picks as well. Our jungler really only plays like kind of or only really played like 2 picks. And that's
Oh.
why actually we're transitioning to Absolute and to their organization, is because we were basically left in the dust kind of
By an organization.
by an organization as well as just the I think the caliber of players was a little bit lower.
I don't think
In
it
terms
has.
of like
I don't think it has anything to do with the caliber of players or the organization.
sorry, I mean in terms of like the actual like willingness to so there's
Oh,
the person that only played 2 champions and they weren't willing to pick up any other champion and one or two of them would get banned in draft and then it would kind of be like well what's going
but
on
I
there?
really believe that it's and this has been proven to work. I've noticed when you approach a draft, you should approach it through proficiency rather than actual draft because it's diamond.
Yeah.
If this was challenger, okay, yeah, different story altogether. But in diamond, I would never approach a draft through the traditional way of drafting because the game is played at such a slow pace that it doesn't really matter what you pick. The problem that I'm seeing when it comes to logic is, like, for example, things that don't really align would be like well, I'm not saying this to you specifically. I'm just saying that you should be aware when coaches tell you,
Yeah.
because then you can vet if the coach is at least semi-aware of what's happening. But it's really incoherent to state, not from you specifically, but in general from your team or your organization or your coach, to want to strong side bottom and then always first pick, or first pick the 80 or for example, in this case, earlier you're talking about Zaya, but it's like that seems like it's more of a reason that because you're proficient on Rakan than it's actually like, oh, because Zaya's good.
Yeah. I think it's definitely both, but I also agree. I think we've had massive issues in terms of drafting, which definitely can
So
I mean it can lead to some really weird circumstances where like we're strong siding bot side with like a very weak lane or we're like into a counter pick or something or like we're weak siding bot side when we picked like a tank top lane and tank mid or something, or like no prio mid, or we're ending up with 3 losing lanes, and obviously like that's not good either. It just ends up turning into like a solo queue draft.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I would be really careful. I would actually just double down on my proficiency on my champion. I think that
Yeah.
be very careful when you're picking up different champions. I can see that you have a majority of your matches are on Rakan. I recommend you continue to just play that, and then
Yeah, and I think that's like
yeah.
definitely it helps with just like learning stuff on Rakan, because it's like, okay, well I know a lot of my limits and stuff. I don't need to like limit test or anything in games a lot anymore.
Yeah.
And and the other champions, like I have games obviously Braum, Blitzcrank, Swain and stuff, but I try to keep my pool that I actually like am when I'm trying to climb like very small.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
Swain I really only pick if I see. So that game I saw like I saw Ornn, Maokai, Talon I think in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Caitlyn's karma is not very good for Swain, but overall that's still a very decent draft for me to play it into, like with the information that I had.
Yes.
Like if I see
Sweden
like
is not fun.
heavy melee and no more than like one other AP champion, then it's like it might be an angle to play Swain. But obviously Rakan, Braum, Blitzcrank are definitely I definitely pick them ahead of that.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think it's completely fine. I think you just be careful. That's all
Yeah.
when it comes to selecting
Okay.
certain champions. All right. Any last minute questions you have? Anything else you want to go over before we're
Not
off?
that I can think of, but I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, let me know how the climb goes. All right. Hope all of it goes well. You can feel free to update me whenever.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. No problem. Take care. See ya.
You too.
Bye. Okay. Dude, YouTube coaching. Holy, it's like, I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll be more live on YouTube. What do you guys think? YouTube coaching over Twitch? Maybe. Maybe. We will see. I'll try to be live more often. I'll try to make an announcement on the YouTube, and I'll try to have a schedule going in order to generate viewership. So, yeah, that'll be the play. And I'll come up with the next video soon, guys. I have to record and do a lot of other things right now. But I will release a new video, lesson 8, very soon. We'll do 100 lessons, and then after 100 lessons are over, I'm probably going to do either one or two things. Need more promotion because people are used to coaching on Twitch. Yeah, I do have to do some promotion work, which I will look into. But yeah, streaming on YouTube is going to be a lot better, even though the viewership is like kind of, it's going to be a bit shaky at first. So what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, so the plan with the channel is I'm going to do 100 lessons, guys. I will do 100 lessons that I'm already on lesson 7, so lesson 8 will be coming out soon. After the 100 lessons are over, I'll be doing unranked or road to challenger, no mechanics. So it'll just be videos of me quite literally showing you how to go from unranked all the way up to like Master Plus without any mechanics. I'll be playing some of the most basic brain dead champions. I won't be doing anything mechanical. I will just be doing basic CSing. Maybe I'll get a kill, just doing really simple stuff that anyone can do, and climbing the ladder through that. But that's not going to happen until like at least a few months after the 100 lessons are over. Also gives me some time to, climb some solo queue, and yeah. But I'll make an announcement. I will double down on the promotion. We have some money invested in for ad work, and then I will try to be a little more consistent with the uploads, because I know the uploads are a little bit spaced out by like way too much. It's been 3 weeks and I haven't uploaded anything, so not the greatest, but I will definitely try to keep upkeep on that. Anyways, that is it for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching the first YouTube stream. I will be live again
In a few days, I will let you know. I'm going to actually have a schedule posted very soon. So until then, I will see you guys. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night. Bye. The recorded session, by the way, again, before I sign off, is everything.